Alrighty, we'll move on to 37. Get ready for the depression to triple in the next few episodes. What?
On January 5th, 2012, Barbara and Christian Chandler appeared in court to face a hearing for their criminal and civil trials to account for their actions against the new owner of the game place, Michael Snyder, on October 28th, 2011. Their case was granted a continuance by the judge until April 16th. On January 11th, Chris made his Facebook account public and made a post about communicating with his real-life friends. At the time, he was connected with 5 people, which included his longtime real-life gal pal, Anna McLaren, and the troll, Kim Wilson. After this, he began using Facebook very frequently, writing out his thoughts and sharing them with his supposed...
so Chris actually had a real-life friend? What?
On the 19th,
Kim Wilson is Emily?
He made several posts expressing his loneliness and his regretful naivety during high school, which...
No way does he actually post like that, dude. My adult life sucks. My high school years were way better. I wish I could go back to 1999 and redo my senior year better. I would ask Tiffany out on dates. I wish Kelly did not have a boyfriend. I know better now than what I was naive about then. Dude, you are so stupid.
He made a string of posts about Michael Snyder. I just am really pissed off with that Snyder advertising the place. Not of Seaville, as misrepresented in the place's renaming, during this court crap Mom and I are having versus that b****. And in 2 pages of this year's NBC 29 Check Us Out mailing. It is so offensive to me. He may as well be going out against his own restraining order by standing on my own doorstep with a video player, showing his cheap TV ad, waving a blow-up copy of his 10% off coupon like the US flag, and chucking a mud pie in my face. The place is nothing but a meeting place and breeding ground for the perverted trolls and cyberbullies that have been torturing me the past greater than 4 freaking years. I want to see that place burned to the ground.
I love how he still respects the spellings or the what's it called, the exclamations of the game place and still posts it like that. It's funny.
If you're happy, friendly, and have an open mind, people can tell. It's like a type of sixth sense and are more likely to approach you. Close parentheses. The next day, he told his Facebook friends to download...
Did that... That's stupid. That's stupid. That's dumb. So it switches from a frown to a smile. That's dumb. That's dumb, Gino.
Next day,
why would you do that?
His Facebook friends to download his photo onto their phones, or preferably
I thought I was going crazy for a second there, dude.
On February 4th, Chris read his horoscope, which stated that he should keep his business only to himself and his associates, or run the risk of being encouraged ad nauseum. He interpreted it.
Surely he will pay attention to this horoscope. Surely. Fucking surely.
As needing to return to the fashion square to resume his sweetheart search quietly. When he went to the mall, he brought with him up to 50 copies of a 10% coupon from the game place, which he had altered to say that it was a breeding ground for trolls and cyberbullies to discourage customers from coming there. He would place the warning cards at various places as he went. He then wrote up an account of an encounter with security personnel. I took my normal once around the mall before settling down to hang, but I impulsively decided to leave a few photos as I walked. Eventually, I settled for my hand at a table of the S-Bucks kiosk. I called my mother to check in. While ringing, a jerk-op wandered into my space. I saw 1 to a handful of my warning photos in his right hand. I felt shocked with surprise. Mom answered. I played it cool with her, while I started to get up and walk away. We finished the chat. She hung up. I hung up as I walked. Then I looked back. The jerk-op following me said something. I started running into the JCP, set to exit via the one with the salon. He and an accomplice intercepted me. You're not in any trouble, the jerk-op said. The hell I was not, or why would the son of a bitch be chasing after me? I exited via the south exit instead. I veered my way around the eastward to the Mitsu I was driving, far east from the East Belk entrance. I started along the outer edge of the parking lot. I was spotted by the accomplice, but I was too fast for him, and I was tactful hiding and weaving around the parked cars to get to mine. I see the act catching up as I was close to my car. Those dumbasses probably thought to search for my escort, not a Mitsubishi. The jerk-op called out to me by name once during the mess. I was not going to associate with anyone without my familiarity of him/her. Cheap internet fame is just not worth a shit.
Damn, I got into my... So all this shit literally happens and Chris's first thought is, you know what? I should post this on Facebook. So right now he's at a McDonald's writing all of this and posting on Facebook. Dude, you are so weird.
4 days later, Jacqueline Romy created a new Facebook account to Chris's delight. He then posted a photo of himself and Jackie lying in bed, represented by Lego pieces, happy that they would rekindle their relationship and re-establish contact. After having some conversations about
He
what it
also
would
left
like,
behind his
he
mom
began
at the
working
mall,
on a new
dude.
dating education comic and shared with her a preview photo of a new page, though it was difficult to decipher due to the low quality of his computer's camera. On February 13th, he was caught showing the middle finger to a law enforcement officer by his mother, which upset her, and in turn, upset him as well. On February 18th, Chris asked anyone on Facebook for the current whereabouts of his former friend, Megan Schroeder, because he believed that she was the seed of the smear campaign against him on the internet. He wanted to bring her in before his attorney, politician Rob Bell, for questioning. He then posted a photo of her and her brother John. The thing with Megan is a major lot to elaborate. In short though, I had little knowledge and understanding of details when I thought she was a victim. The trolling started before November 2007. Conversations between her and Mr. Snyder were overheard by my mother. I was, from her perspective, weird, different, my good intentions greatly misunderstood, stalker-like, etc. Put it all together. She is the seed of all of that evil. Both my parents knew.
This is
I was
terrible,
ignorant
dude.
for the long time up till now. 2 days later, he shared her last
It
known
is.
home
It
address.
is. What, dude? Dude. Keep it hush, hush, because I require her to be brought closer to me, my mother, and wow, just. Dude, you are terrible. Oh my god. If Chris, for whatever reason, had the fan base for like whatever in like an alternative universe, if Chris had the fan base of freaking Leafy is here, can you imagine how much tyranny he would have gone? Like if Chris wasn't always the butt end of the joke, if Chris actually had like some kind of like Leafy is here fan base that people would actually like respect like him trying to send people on witch hunts, that would be just wow.
On February 24th, the day of Chris's 30th birthday, the YouTube
wow,
channel
he's 30
The
now.
Quickville Library leaked over 10 previously unseen videos from Chris, which had been originally made for Jackie. These included his date videos with his sex doll, a censored version of cake farts, and his dance video filmed in a Walmart
She's
dressing
only known
room.
on the internet for
Also
being the
included
girl
was
Chris
a more recent
groped.
video that he filmed at McDonald's, focusing on his mother, Barbara.
You got your digital camera.
Yeah. Just a little something there.
What do you take pictures of?
Just you.
Oh,
Because I love you.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we having fun today? Are we having fun right now?
You're eating.
Okay. You know you're very pretty. You're always pretty.
You know we're going to get on the speak and we're going to have some fun.
What? Yeah. The shirt I picked out from Goodwill the other day. Yeah. I am free as a bird, and this bird you cannot change.
Enjoy your food.
Yes.
On February 26th,
That is disgusting. That is just so gross. I feel so gross watching like old interactions between him and Barbara. They really look like they do not have like a good relationship at all. Like I don't know if it's just because like my relationship with my family is like a lot like better, I'd say. Like my mom in a way is my friend, dude. All right. So seeing them speak to each other and like with like awkward pauses, Barb just responding with okay. Okay. like and Chris just responding, you know, in the way that Chris would. It's just, it feels so awkward. It feels like they do not have a relationship at all. It feels like a stranger talking to Chris, not a mother speaking to Chris. You get me? It just feels so uncanny. It feels so weird.
3 days later, he made a post about his carnal desires. I need some sex. I'm no different from everyone else on that topic. I get horny. I think about it often. I'm
Bro, it's
dreaming
just
of
like me
inserting
for
my
real.
rod. Being an adult virgin sucks. Abstinence is a joke.
He's so stupid because like he talks about abstinence as a joke, yet he is remaining abstinent. Like he doesn't want to, right? He's still a virgin, But he like shits on abstinence just because he cannot have sex.
Proclamations of wanting to lose his virginity encouraged an unknown person whom he trusted to arrange to have Chris's virginity taken by a prostitute. They offered him with some phone numbers of a few viable candidates they had found on the website Backpage.com. Evidently, it seemed like he got his wish fulfilled, as on April 4th, Christian simply wrote on Facebook, "I am not a virgin anymore," and declined to elaborate further. On that same day,
Bro, bro posts like a freaking 14-year-old Instagram like girl. Just so cryptic and shit. It's either he is cryptic or over descriptive. That is literally Chris. So he just randomly just posted, "I am not a virgin anymore."
On that same day, he wrote a detailed account of his experience to the person who gave him the list of prostitutes to choose from. I arrive at the predetermined destination of the intersection of 29 and 250. Therein lies over 4 hotels, including the nearby English Inn. I stay assumed with the Days Inn. I try again with Riley, and I shot for Christy. Riley did not answer at all. Kristen stated, "I'm very busy now." So, in my cell contacts, out of the ones you have provided for me from the back page, I call up the one I had assumed as a long shot because of the enclosed image of a company logo on her page. The one called Mia Hamm. Hamm is not her real last name, and IMHO, it does not do her justice. She deserves a better name than that. She answers. I introduced myself, told her I found her on the back page. She sounded mature in her voice, down to earth. I arrive at her door and knocked 3 times. It's about 4:30 p.m. She opens and invites me in. Unexpectedly, but not surprising, I was also greeted with the smell of aged smoke. She had done the weed. I complained a little, and I sniffed up a small handful of hand sanitizer. It quelled it down for me. Mia was very nice, likable, and down to earth. And she was 24. I forgot to mention, she greeted me in a black lace negligee. She had an average figure. Her breasts were a C. She had a lip ring bauble, tongue ring bauble, and ring baubles in each of her fine nipples. We
Literally the perfect woman for Chris. You know? She was 24. She had an average figure. Her breasts were a C. They're bigger than a B. You know, let's go. But the only downside is she smoked the weed. She had done the weed. You know, she did the weed. So unfortunate. She may not be perfect, but you know what? She did a weed. I'm so fucking glad Chris didn't reveal her name. Imagine being known forever as the guy who fucked Chris Chan.
Then we roll into each other. We make out, no tongues, with peckings and open mouth.
We make out, no tongues.
I gave her a sample of my strong-handed massage that my mother enjoyed in the past. Mia really liked that. Then, I felt and informed her that I was ready to go in. I requested cowgirl, with possible missionary later, but that did not happen. Her pelvic thrusts were amazing. Her pussy was tight, even after pushing 2 daughters out of there years ago. And I supported her thrusts with my hands on her knees, weaving back and forth. I was really satisfied. Then we conversed the rest of the $150 hour. It was very pleasant. She is a mother of 2. They're staying with her mama. Papa Bear dished Mia. It is very sad. She goes from town to town, and she is getting education for a better future along the way. Her individual escort service is a quick spot of cash for her. God bless her and her family. I also told her a bit of myself here and there, including the troll/cyberbullies. Mia is also half Cherokee, so that was an unexpected good bonus.
Did he really have to add prostitute lore?
Informed her of what I knew of the weed from Family Guy and that one episode of South Park, Medicinal Fried Chicken. We had a few good laughs. Then her clock chimes, alerting her that her next appointment was arriving, so we hugged another time, and I got out of her hair. I promised I would call her later. I did, about 6:30. She had already finished with the next fellow. He was a disappointment to her. His was smaller than mine, a wiener in a hallway situation. She really enjoyed my dick, and my personality. I pray the best blessings for her and her daughters. Plus, I may well likely see her again another month, when she's in town, and if I'm not in jail. The whole thing felt natural to me the further it went. I was also surprised that I did not have premature ejaculation. It was awesome, pleasant, and so good. Worth it. Only you, until my girlfriend comes around, knows the story. But as for everyone else, all they will ever get to read from me is, I am not a virgin anymore.
Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. Only you, until my girlfriend comes around, knows the story. But as for everyone else, all they will get to read from me is I am not a virgin anywhere. So unfortunate. Unfortunate truth, Chris. Unfortunate truth. That everyone that you know is unfortunately a fucking troll. I just don't like that he added lore to the prostitute, like talking that she's trying to pay for college, talking that she has 2 children, that she does this for extra money. Like, that makes me sad now. I'm very happy. You're like, I don't know who said it, but I am very happy that he did not mention her name.
Chris added that he had given her a gift basket as a token of his gratitude. He explained in a later email to an online gal pal that the gift basket contained 3 apples, a lavender air freshener, breath mints, a 4GB flash drive containing the setlist originally played during Bob's guest appearance on WTJU radio in 1990, and a Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. He revealed that he had told his mother that he and Mia met at Walmart, had a pleasant conversation, and then exchanged phone numbers. On April 16th, Chris and Barbara appeared in court before a grand jury. They were indicted on their felony charges, and their arraignment was scheduled for July 10th. Afterwards, he posted a tweet on the social media site Twitter, wherein he complained about his lengthy court appearance and wished that Michael Snyder died from stress because
Oh my god. Dude, did people not read this shit during the court, people that were in the court trial, not read this shit and be like, yeah, I mean, maybe he shouldn't be let free. maybe he shouldn't be allowed to, just casually walk around.
On April 25th, he revealed his supposed plans to go to Charlottesville's Fashion Square on the 28th to resume his sweetheart search in earnest over Facebook, hinting that he expected trolls to show up as well. On that day, he posted on Facebook again, victoriously announcing
Chris
that he
is
outsmarted
finally
the
one of the
trolls
cool
because he
kids.
had no intention of going to the mall, for he had been banned from entering the Fashion Square. I had no intention, purpose, or ability to go to Fashion Square at all on today, the 28th. Do you want to know why? Oh, you are all so impressionable. On the 31st of March, I was really having a bad day. What with the upcoming court date on the 4th of April and all. I was feeling very irritable then. I was walking the mall peacefully, but with the stress in my head. I answer a few calls from a troll or two, just to give you all a piece of my anger. Yes, laugh and scoff all you want. My answers were cursory and loud, overheard. Yes, I was chased by jerk-ops, but I did not receive the yellow slip until the 25th of April that said, banned. So, I later decided to pull a prank on you all. The elaborate Facebook note, letting you all shoot yourselves in the foot more by prank calling the mall and their latest manager, Mr. Wiener. His name was on the slip, next to manager. I too scoffed at his small sausage name. All
Chris
I had to
think he
do was
did
stay
something.
at home with doors locked and let you all argue and fight it out. I read your posts and laughed at everything you thought was true or what was false, theories and mistaken facts. You all think you know me, but you really do not. And you all just do not and never will understand me at all. And as long as your purpose of knowing me consists of that gossip columnist or worse, trolling, bullying, cyberbullying, abuse, or anything of malcontent, I do not want you to know me ever. In the end, you all have played right into my hands.
Bro is
like
an
me overlooking the
anime
battlefield
antagonist,
and
dude.
picking
Bro
up
is the
Slash
villain.
on May 9th. Feeling lonely, Chris encouraged his Facebook friends to help him find a girlfriend by asking them to talk about him to women in Charlottesville. Kim Wilson
Surely
left
this
a
will work.
reply, politely refusing to introduce Chris to random women, and would continue to supposedly
Hey, welcome
talk
to the stream,
about him
Phoenix.
with her own girlfriends. Later that day, Christian revealed on Facebook that under Barbara's wishes, they both had driven to Fredericksburg, Virginia, to pick up 2 beagle pups from a puppy farm. They were named Clover and Snoopy, and Chris shared their photos online. During
they
the
have
second half of May,
puppies now.
knowing full well that Chris lurked in the quickie forums, trolls on the site decided to devise a plan of printing out and placing defamatory posters of Christian throughout Charlottesville on June 2nd, in order to get him banned from every possible establishment and ensure that he is found guilty on all of his criminal charges.
Oh my god.
From May 26th, some trolls allegedly began warming up for their plan
my
by
God.
posting photoshopped images of posters put up in some select locations across Charlottesville and custom signs branding him a sexual deviant. Chris found these pictures and reposted them on Facebook and asked his friends to confirm if they were real or fake. Anna commented that they were all fake and told him not to get tricked by them so easily. She also ousted Jackie and Kim as trolls. Chris did not react to this comment. A couple of days later, he asked that someone infiltrate the game place and see if they had any of the posters on display, because he suspected that Michael Snyder may have had a part in the poster scheme. In addition, based on information he read on the forums, he requested that one of his friends go to the bar Club 216 in Charlottesville, since that was an alleged meeting place for the trolls. On that same day, Chris wrote an email to his online gal pal, sharing his doubts about his future. "I am so tired from stress. It is harder for me to maintain focus in thought. I feel like I just want to go ahead and die naturally, unless the stress kills me first, and I'm not going to commit suicide of any sort. At least I don't have to worry about dying a virgin. I feel like my dream of starting up a family with my future sweetheart and having our crystal daughter is not going to be realized.
Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't.
My only great purpose now is for my mother, our 2 cats, and our 2 puppies. No girlfriend/sweetheart, as freaking promised from multiple dreams for Christian Weston Chandler. Only hatred, fear, discrimination, and a whole wide world of extreme, unjustifiable shit lies in the wake of my once good name. Nobody really, truly understands me. I am sad, confused, lost. I do not understand. Stay safe with peace. Christian W. Chandler." Sent from my iPad. On June 8th, Chris expressed his loneliness after witnessing a young man nibbling at his girlfriend's ear. He said that he felt like a supervillain because he wanted to make the boyfriend, as well as all males between the ages of 21 and 50, disappear by sending them to a different dimension. On the 27th, Chris had an explosive outburst on Facebook, ordering all of his trolls and cyberbullies to quit hating him, discriminating against him, wanting him dead, photographing and photoshopping him, among other demands. Anna suggested that he could solve the problem by withdrawing himself from the internet and changing his phone number. He claimed that he couldn't change his number because it was linked to too many things and contacts, plus it was on his business cards, which also listed a QR code connected to his Nintendo 3DS.
That's his business card? Is this fucking real? There's no way. There's actually no way. This is Chris Chan's business card. So his business card includes his Facebook, Twitter, PSN, Miiverse, emails, and his Miiverse account QR code is for 3DS Mii Maker. Ah yes, I do business with a man like this. Look at his card, very professional. This needs to be included on that Patrick Bateman meme with Patrick Bateman like looking at the card and like having a panic attack on it.
It was possibly around this time that Chris wrote a brief Facebook post praying that someone plant a bomb in the game place and have it destroyed, along with Michael Snyder.
Bro.
He quickly deleted these comments. On July 10th, Quickie forum users Cyan and Indigo attended Christian and Barbara's arraignment at Charlottesville's Circuit Court and later gave their own accounts of what had happened on the forums. Barbara was the first to go. When the judge began asking the usual questions, such as, "Do you fully understand the charges you face?" Barbara asked if she could have Belle answer for her. The judge wasn't very patient with her, and Barbara seemingly attempted to protest. Barbara simply answered yes to all of his standard questions, pleaded guilty, and sat back down. Barbara looked as though she had lost significant weight, and another older woman was with them. It's been confirmed that she's Rocky. Meanwhile, Chris was busy completely disassociating himself from the situation. He fiddled around with his sunglasses, making a few noises when they collided with the table every now and then, played with his ring, and didn't seem like he was paying much attention to dialogue he probably ought to be listening to. The prosecution got to have a speech before it was Christian's turn to take the stand. I can't remember everything they said, but the important parts were that Snyder didn't want Chris and Barb to be stuck with a felony charge, and that he hoped that the plea bargain would be accepted by the judge. Bell took a turn to speak. He surprisingly introduced Chris as high-functionally autistic, which is an outdated term and not part of the autism spectrum. At one point, he called Chris an adult autistic child. This drew a notable reaction out of Chris. He went so far as to change his facial expression from severe pouting to as close to outrage as he dared show. He nearly interrupted his lawyer, but must have thought better of it and quieted whatever he was going to say into an intelligible mumble. He also made note that if the plea bargain was accepted, Chris would be assimilated into the world, taught how to contribute to society, and would get psychiatric evaluations and treatment.
Surely that's what happened. Surely that's what happened, right guys? Right guys? I mean, he's gonna get out, right? Surely that's gonna happen. You know, Chris will assimilate himself into the world, learn how to contribute to society, and get psychiatric evaluation and treatment for himself. That'll be great. You know what? Like, let him out.
He then repeated his mother's earlier question in hopes to get Bell to speak for him. The judge shot him down the same way he did his mother and proceeded to ask the questions. This is where the things got amusing. Do you understand that you're to be charged the court fees should you accept the plea bargain? Yes, my mother will be taking care of that.
What?
Do you understand that you're to pay Michael John Snyder for his medical expenses? Yes, but I don't think that thieving liar deserves a red cent. Oh yes, folks, I kid you not. Our beloved mayor of Quickville committed public slander in a court of law. I expected a harsh reprimand for such egregiously bad behavior, or perhaps even for his plea bargain to be denied. But alas, the judge pretty much let it go and continued on. Welp, another free pass for Chris. Brought to you by the Autism Card.
Wow. Wow.
And finally, when asked if he willingly pleaded guilty and was his own conscious choice,
Yes, I saw
Chris
it, Phoenix.
hesitated for a good 5 seconds. Yes. Barbara Chandler and Christian Chandler were both found guilty of failed to stop at the scene of an accident, and Barbara was charged with assault on an officer. Barbara was sentenced with community service and 2 years of probation, and Chris was sentenced with community service, 1 year of probation, and must comply with all psychiatric treatment and evaluation. If he fails to do so, he faces jail time. Cyan provided his readers with his depiction of Chris in court. The next day, Chris went to Facebook to write that he knew that Cyan and Indigo were present in the courtroom, and that his lawyer, Rob Bell, confronted them. He then clarified that he did not call Snyder thieving and lying, but rather bribing and lying. As his frequent court appearances
That makes it any
subsided,
better.
Christian
Okay.
showed
What a man. This man deserves love and validation in every sense of the word. So, Mark, what are your overall thoughts on Christian? Dude, I hate the guy now. I remember when I got shit in the beginning of making like the Christian documentary, like videos, and like the Christian like live streams, because I was trying to like find some sort of like I was trying to not justify Chris, but I was trying to be like, all right. Like I was trying to like see some sort of good in Chris, right? Now you can't see any of that, dude. Like, for sure, there is nothing to see of that.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to donate, I need the PS5.